Have you ever looked at your bank account and thought, where did all my money go? Or why is my savings so low? You have no idea of your expenses because managing money isn't easy, and that's where AI comes in. In this video, I will tell you how to use AI to track your expenses, analyze loopholes, build budget, and map out an investment plan. So stick around because this is going to be a complete guide on how to manage your money using AI. Now, to make this easy to understand, let me use my own example. Let's say I am 28, lives in Texas, and works at a regular job. I make decent money, but somehow I am surviving paycheck to paycheck with zero savings by the end of every month, and I have no idea why. So instead of guessing or manually going through every transaction, I take my bank statement, open ChatGPT, and just ask it to do the work for me. So let me show you exactly how to do this. I will open ChatGPT and feed this prompt. So this prompt sets up ChatGPT as a financial analyst, and every answer will be based on the actual number instead of some generic advice. All I have to do now is upload my bank statement and start with the most basic question. How much did I spend in total each month? So look at this. It gave month-wise spending data and every month income, which is $4,100. So technically, I should have around $1,000 left over every single month. But this line got me right here at the bottom. You are not broke because of one giant mistake. This looks more like death by 100 small transactions. And honestly, that is the most accurate description of how most of us lose our money. And if you don't believe me, just try this with your own numbers. Paste your statement and ask the same question. I guarantee at least one thing is going to surprise you. So now I know how much I am spending every month. That problem is solved. But knowing the total number is not enough, because look at February. It's the shortest month of the year, but still most expensive at $3,340. That tells me something went wrong there, and that's exactly what I want to find out next. So I will type, can you break down my spending for February and tell me what made it my most expensive month? Okay, so look at this. February was expensive for 3 reasons. Valentine's Day added almost $200 in one weekend, and dining in DoorDash was close to $300 that month. And that DoorDash number makes sense because Super Bowl was in February. I had some friends over, we watched the game, ordered food, and that alone was like $70 in one night. And look, I have absolutely no regrets about that because at the end of the day, no number on a bank statement is more valuable than the memories you create with the people you love. So if you have a month that is more expensive, just ask the same thing. It will break it down exactly like this for you. Now look right here at the bottom. It says that I am spending without a system and plan. So now that we know what's wrong, let me show you how to actually fix it. So the first thing I want to understand is where exactly is my money going every single month? Not just February, but across all 4 months. Because if there is a pattern, I want to see it. So I am going to ask, can you break down my total spending across all 4 months by category and tell me which ones are consistently the highest? Okay, so look at this. Rent is highest at $1,450 a month. That's 46% of my entire spending. But that's normal. Housing is always the biggest expense. Car payment, insurance, and gas combined cost $643 every single month. These are fixed. I cannot do much about these, but look here carefully. Food, groceries plus dining and DoorDash combined was $2,338 in just 4 months. That's $585 every single month just on food. And see what it caught here. Usually people either spend more on groceries and less on eating out, or they eat out a lot but buy fewer groceries. But I am doing both at the same time. And this right there is the leaking point. You can do the exact same thing. Just paste your own statement and ask for a category breakdown, just to find where your leaking point is. Now there is one more thing that caught my eye, which is $50 a month for subscriptions. And that got me thinking, how many subscriptions am I actually paying for? Because honestly, I don't even know. So I will ask, can you list every recurring and subscription charge for my transactions with the monthly cost and what it adds up to annually? Okay, look at this. Spotify, Netflix, Amazon Prime. And all of this in total is around $1,400 a year. That is $115 every single month, leaving my account before I've even spent a single dollar on anything else. And none of these feel expensive individually, but together they are just quietly draining my account. Now for example, Adobe right here, $156 a year. I don't even remember when I opened it last time. That should be canceled straight up. Planet Fitness for $25 a month is fine, but only if I'm actually going for it. So now I have a clear picture of where my money is going, what I am wasting it on, and what needs to change. But knowing the problem is only half the job. The real question is, what should my month actually look like? So let me ask it to build me a budget. Build me a realistic monthly budget where I can save at least $500 every month. Don't give me a perfect budget, give me one I will actually follow. So the first thing it says is that this needs to be a budget that still lets you eat out and doesn't force to cancel everything and feel like punishment, which makes sense because nobody follows a miserable budget. Now look at this table. Current spending versus new budget, side by side. Rent, car, insurance, utilities, phone, all kept exactly the same. But look at dining and DoorDash, currently averaging $240 a month. New budget brings it to $120, just keeping it half. Groceries cut by $70 and shopping capped at $50. And after all calculations, the total monthly spending comes down to around $3,000, which means estimated monthly savings is approximately $1,100. Now I know what you were thinking, that's over $1,000 in savings. That seems too high, and it literally anticipated that right here, the reason you feel broke isn't income, but it's frequent convenience spending, food overlap, and untracked random purchases. And even if I miss this budget sometimes, I could still save $500 to $800 a month without living like a monk. But this thing got me right here. The simplest way to save is to immediately move $500 into savings on payday itself, because right now I spend based on whatever is in my account. If the money stays visible, it gets spent. So the fix is simple. Move it before you can spend it. Just one rule: hold on for a moment before any convenient spending and ask yourself, is this worth it today? You can do this exact same thing with your own numbers. Just tell it your income, share your statement, and ask it to build you a realistic budget. It takes 5 minutes, and what comes back will surprise you. So now I have a budget, and if I actually follow this, what does it look like in 6 months or in a year? So let me ask, if I follow this budget and save $500 to $800 every month, what will I have saved in 6 months, 1 year, and 2 years? And what could that money actually mean for me? Okay, look at this. If I save just $500 a month, in 6 months that's $3,000. After 1 year it's $6,000 to $9,600, and after 2 years, $12,000 to $19,200. That changes your position in life. That is freedom to do anything you want. And here's the most important part. You don't need a massive raise, a second job, extreme frugality. You just need 3 things: consistency, awareness, and automatic saving. That's it. But remember, this is just savings. This money is just sitting in an account, not working, not growing, just waiting. Now imagine what happens when you put it to work, because when interest comes into the picture, these numbers will go up in a way that will genuinely make you stop and stare at your screen. So let me ask it one more thing. Now if I invest this money instead of just saving it, what could it grow to in 5, 10, 15, and 20 years? Also, where exactly should I be investing? What are the best options for someone in my situation? Show me the difference between just saving versus actually investing. And see this, when that same $500 a month is invested at 8% annual rate of interest, this is what happens: $36,000 in 5 years, $91,000 in 10 years, and approximately $300,000 in 20 years. And if I push it to $800 a month, that's $470,000 in 20 years. Now look at the comparison right here. Just saving for 20 years gives me $120,000. Investing that same money gives me $295,000. Same money, same person, just a different decision about where it goes. Now where does this money actually go? First and most important, build your emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of expenses, just safe and accessible cash. For me, that's roughly $10,000 to $15,000. Once that's done, then you start investing monthly. And the simplest way to do it is S&P 500 Index Fund. It is basically you buying tiny pieces of the 500 biggest companies in America. You don't need to pick stocks. You just put money in every month and let it grow. This is honestly how most regular Americans quietly build real wealth over decades. And see this thing right here. It says, right now, my money mostly buys convenience, food, and short-term comfort. But investing will let me buy freedom, security, and future choices. Now, what we did today is just the beginning, because this same conversation can help you with so much more. If you have credit card debt or a student loan and have no idea where to start, just ask it to build you a debt payoff plan. If you want to know whether you can afford a bigger apartment, a new car, or just a weekend trip, ask it before you spend. And if retirement feels like something you will figure out later, ask it what later is actually going to cost you. Every single one of these is a real conversation you can have in this same chat right now for free. We started with no idea of where the money was going, and in one conversation, we figured out exactly where it was leaking, built a realistic budget, calculated a savings plan, and mapped out what investing that money could actually build over time. All of this with just a prompt and your bank statement. Everything we did today can also be done with Claude, which is another AI tool that I personally use a lot. I have also made a complete beginner's guide to Claude. The video is right here, go check that out next. And if this one helped you in any way, hit subscribe and I will see you in the next one.